This thing popping. All right. What's going on, everybody? This is Ray of Rebel Ears. We got YL in the building. How you doing, man?
What's going on, everybody? I'm doing well, man. I can't complain. It's a wonderful year. 2026 has already started off wonderful.
Oh yeah, it's been amazing so far. We've been going back to back on going live from me talking about AI, the brief rundown with productions, well, mixing
hmm
in Pro Tools, man. We've been doing a lot so far. Second week of January.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's really been exciting, man. I don't know. It's hard to explain how to feel to be able to just enter a new year. You know what I'm saying? And still be able to do what I've been doing and you do what you've been doing. And then we bring it together into Rebel Ears, and we still here for another year. And we definitely coming back bigger and better like we usually do. So I can't explain the feeling, man. It's hard to put it in words, you know.
Oh yeah. Speaking of course, on Friday I did a live stream, and of course I told people to put in the comments for those who want to get one of the books from the last live stream, and I do want
hmm
to announce it while I am live. So the person who's going to get the Blue Ocean Strategy book is Mom and Son. They posted that yesterday. So just letting you know, after the live stream, I'm gonna hit you up, get your information. This is gonna be the first giveaway of. Let me see if I can get this book real quick. Yeah. So the first giveaway of 2026 is, can you see me? Okay, the Blue Ocean Strategy. Amazing book for those who's trying to, if you're an entrepreneur, it's a very good book on how to be different and, not like everybody else. So shout out to Mom and Son. Shout out to them.
hmm Indeed. Make sure y'all take advantage of that, man. Y'all know Ray always come with the great gems, the books to read, especially when you want to keep growing and just keep elevating. And that's what 2026 is all about.
Oh yeah. So of course, this episode we're gonna talk a little about the brief rundown. We're gonna talk about the two live streams we did back to back, and then we're gonna go through some thread replies because of course all this is going to be used as content for Opus Clip. Matter of fact, while we're doing this live, I want to shout out Opus Clip. This episode is sponsored by Opus Clip for turning your long form content into short form. So we might do this for a whole 45 minutes to an hour. Right after the live stream, we might get at least 30, 35 short clips instantly, same day. So there will be a link in the description right after the live for those who want to expand on being a content creator.
Take advantage of that,
So
y'all.
yeah. So I was watching the video yesterday, and I saw that when you was doing the Pro Tools tutorial, you was using Cambridge, and
Yeah.
you know I remember we had this discussion multiple times because one thing that I noticed was a kind of delay was, you working with so many different artists, but you don't really get the approval at times because some artists be okay, some not too, and
hmm
I felt this was like the best option for people to see your skills because I can't lie, you still like expand from me as an audio engineer, man. Kudos to you, bro.
Nah, I for sure appreciate it. But yeah, I've been enjoying the lives. For the most part, it's kind of like a tutorial, but I'm hoping that it kind of turns into like a collaboration type of deal. You know what I mean? Um, so I haven't really dived into like my whole setup and like how I really mix. I just been kind of doing some quick mixes, doing something fun, definitely been showing some new tips and tricks for some folks. So, but I'm hoping, man, I'm hoping that the lives turn into getting 10 people in there that's creatives that want to have some type of input into the mix itself. So I'm hoping that's where we going with it. But I've been enjoying Cambridge, man. They really got some talented artists on there. I believe it's the students or something like that. And yeah, I found some really good tracks on there, some really good sessions on there.
So I didn't know. So you can collab in Cambridge?
Well, I don't know about collabing in Cambridge, but I'm talking about like as far as the YouTube lives, like when I'm doing the mixes itself, trying to
Yeah,
get people in to collab with, you know what I mean?
yeah, I can understand that. So I'm trying to think
So it'll
because
kind of be
I
like a
know.
tutorial, but it'll be more like a engagement based type of, like if you were watching the live and you might say, "Hey, I like to put this plug in on my guitars." You know what I'm saying? Then I'm gonna put that plug in on the guitars, and then we're gonna play with it and kind of mix the song together, basically. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
But I think the
I'm
next
actually.
one, what I'm thinking about doing on the next one is doing all stock Pro Tool plugins, just for those people that don't have the waves and all of the crazy bundles. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I know that was a big thing starting to mix too because as a new engineer, you want to get all the expensive plugins, outboard gear, the best mic, but
Yeah.
understanding the basics really helped on understanding what you have in front of you. The free
Mm-hmm.
plugins that come with Pro Tools can be your best gear, honestly. I Steve Hibicki told me anytime he goes like travel to different studios, he always have his laptop with him because of course he has his stop plugins. And any studio he goes to, they already have the style plugins within. So it makes it convenient to just travel around instead of, oh man, I got my Apollo plugins on here, but this studio down the street, with this artist who want the same plugins that I had at the house don't have it. And that could cost you a client right there.
Yeah, it can. Yeah, shoot, it can and it will. You know what I'm saying? It can and it will.
So I'm trying to think, your last your last session, right?
Yeah.
Who was the artist you work with?
Last session, it could have been Rambo, maybe it was.
Oh yeah, shout out Rambo.
I don't know. It could have been Rambo. I just had one an artist that I ain't worked with in a while, man. He just hit me up last night, man. I wish I could have got a last minute session in with King Rock, but it was a little bit too late for me. But I think it was Rambo the last session. Either Rambo or a guy named Quaylen. He should be dropping his project soon.
Do you like the last minute calls for sessions, or it depends on the day?
No, I don't. To be honest, man, I'm at that age. I don't like last minute anything. uh, if you would ask me that maybe some years ago, I probably would have been like, yeah, I can do last minute things. But now it's like I like things to be planned out.
And then your price bracket is different now.
Yeah, that too. Now, I will do some last minute stuff because I understand, that's just part of the industry. That's part of what we signed up for, but it just has to make sense. If it's just like a regular studio session, not at all. I'm not gonna take it. And last minute for me would be like, maybe a 3 hour. Anything before you give me like a 4 hour notice, that might not be last minute for me. I might be able to pull up to that depending on what I'm doing in the day. But 2 hours, or you call me at 8, like, hey man, I'm trying to get in there at 10. Every studio in Atlanta could be open, and I'm not coming. Now depend, if it's that big session that we all love to get, and then yeah, of course, But regular session, nah, man. And I hate to be like that, bro, but I'm just a family man now. I'm not really chasing the. It's like interning. We kind of chase the lifestyle, and we chase, the consistency, and we chase the notoriety, or getting our name known. But I'm comfortable in my career to where I don't have to do the chasing as much. At least I can be selective with it, I guess.
Oh yeah, it's good to be able to pick and choose because You know, I don't like working with all these. Well, a lot of artists who I want to be selective on who I want to work with long term.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, you know, you might have a session with an artist like, okay, this is all right, this is okay. Oh man, this is the artist I actually don't mind recording for free.
Right.
It's rare, but yeah, but if you see someone who can actually like take it to the next level, because that's something I'm interested in doing this year too, trying to find a talent for Rebel Years, especially
Mm-hmm.
like a young artist who's talented, who don't mind um, taking direction too, because of course we have years of experience. And then I not too long ago I talked to a friend of mine who's 14-year-old wants to learn how to record. So
Mm-hmm.
of course at 14 you don't really have a budget. I recommended him BandLab.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I shoot, man. I didn't have my daughter and my 15-year-old daughter, my 9-year-old son. They've been in here recording, and I'm really focused mainly on my daughter, my oldest daughter, because I mean she likes to sing. That's what she does, and she's good at it. So of course, me being an engineer, I'm gonna bring her in and teach her the recording, the art of recording it from an engineer standpoint. You know what I'm saying?
No,
So
that's
I'm gonna
that's
be
actually
trying to,
good.
trying to teach, about reverb and compression, about different things that she can use on her vocals. So when she gets older, she don't have to really kind of wait around too much. Like you said, you get a small budget and you start with what you have. If you got the technique down, then you can pretty much get any gear to sound the way you want it to sound.
Yeah, like they say, it's the ears, not the gear.
Yeah, yeah. So I think that's, we always talk about doing like nonprofit uh things like that. So we definitely want to get into teaching these children and teaching the next generation up about engineering, about production, about recording, mixing, entrepreneurship. I think that's a,
Yeah.
a wonderful goal to have this year.
Oh yeah, I believe that too. Especially you starting them young, because when we went to, how old was I when I was like 25, 26 when we went to SAE.
When it went to SAE, yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was a while ago, but even just to see how we progress, because you know I do see the posts of some of our classmates, and you know they're doing other things. You know, shout out to them.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, I think to each his own. I think people sometimes go to school to figure out if they want to do something.
yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, I went to SAE just mainly focusing strictly on recording and mixing, and I just so happened to stumble upon this live sound, bro, and it has been the best decision I have ever made. Especially career wise, I would say that much at least. So I think a lot of
Shout
the
out,
guys
shout
that
out, Crew One.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Shout out, man. What? Oh, that's hilarious. But no, that's where we started at, bro. Crew one.
Yeah,
$13 an hour. I was driving probably 40 miles
13.
away to make $44, And
Yeah,
humble beginnings, but
yeah,
I think a lot of guys probably went to SAE not really knowing what they wanted to do. So once you get down into it and you graduate, it's like, all right, well, what steps do I take to move forward? And I think a lot of people just get stuck.
yeah,
And I mean, I don't know, man. I was just like, hey, bro, it's either all or nothing. It's all or nothing because at the end of the day, I'm going to school getting these student loans. And everything I was doing before, it just wasn't working, man. It wasn't taking care of my family the way I wanted it to be.
yeah. So for those who don't know what Crew One is, when we went to SAE, there was a representative of Crew One, which is a stagehand company. Basically, they might have concerts at arenas or venues, and we basically come there before the place opens, set up the gear. We set it up for riggers. Those are the people who go on these beams, hooking up the speakers, monitors, and we see it from the ground up, from
Hmm.
setting it up, staying for show call, and then breaking it all down. So Crew One was the humble beginning of us seeing how to build out like a whole production. And
Nah,
now
that's
it's to the point
facts.
YL, yeah, and now it's to the point YL is doing the audio for Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Yeah, man, I've been enjoying it, man. Falcons games, Atlanta United. Um, I've done some concerts in there. It's been some good. It's been some good gigs, man. But I'm not gonna lie, bro. Some of the coolest gigs I've done have came from just like I know it's crazy to say. I guess it's a bittersweet type of deal, but doing the Carter's memorial, Jimmy Carter and his wife, doing
Yeah,
that, heavy Secret Service, former presidents and first ladies, and I'm like 10 feet from them. Um, Stuff like that. Be like, man, I can't believe it. Starting at Crew One. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
starting from Crew One, just like I know when we first started even trying to do this type of work, as far as the contracting and the live sound, it was it was all part time. It was just, something that we did on the side. We had other
yeah.
streams of income of feeding our family. So to know that I'm coming from $13 an hour, like I said, I'm driving 40 miles away to make $44, literally, to go
That's
do a
crazy.
4 hour strike. And I mean, bro, you know how it was. They send you all the way to Gwinnett. I live way on the south side. They want to send me way to the north side. So, stuff like that. And I'm looking at it. I'm getting these little small checks, and I got a family already. Then it's like, damn, man, I'm on Channel 2 News. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm on Channel 2 News. I'm 10 feet from, all of these former presidents and their wives and, the current president. His wife was there, and, I'm on live TV. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, bro. It's kind of surreal, I don't know. Just when you start with Crew One doing stuff like that, and I mean the Falcons games and the Mercedes-Benz Stadium is huge too, though. That's
Yeah,
huge too. That's huge. Yeah, been a
yeah, man.
long, long journey.
Yeah, and I really like the process of even where we at right now because, of course, YL and I literally talked on Thursday to go live back to back. On
Yeah.
Friday, I went live to talk about the brief rundown email newsletter that comes out every Monday. Make sure for anybody who's watching this live right now, click the link in the description if you want to join the newsletter. Every Monday, we give out gems on what we're currently working on, gear
Hmm.
of the week, and also we talk about content strategy. Matter of fact, the day that I went live on Friday, I had an hour call with Agent Opus, which is the affiliate of Opus Clip, when you can turn your news articles, your thread feeds, your Twitter posts, videos, whatever, you can turn that into repurposed AI content, which we've
Hmm.
been using and we've been trying it out. So shout out to Opus Clip and Agent Opus.
Yeah.
Um, what you about to say?
No, I was just about to say, shout out to Opus. Hey, man. I'm not gonna lie. If y'all haven't been taking advantage of these different apps, free apps,
Yeah,
just different platforms that will help you create content. Even for those people that like we've talked about it before. Sometimes you don't become a content creator to become a content creator. You might have a business that you're promoting. You might be an actor and you want to promote your craft. You might have a pressure washing business and you might want to shoot some commercials. All of it's content. And man, Ray has been dropping so many platforms that will make your content creation journey smoother. It is difficult trying to create content and edit and put it out and schedule it, and you got all these different platforms you want to utilize at the same time, and it's difficult. If you really been paying attention and locked in from I don't know, probably at least the last 2 to 3 years. Man, Ray been highlighting. So if you're late on it, join the newsletter because every week Ray is talking about some type of platform, some type of application, some type of book, some type of resource that is going to help you with content strategy. That's going to help you with planning. It's going to help you with Budgeting is just gonna help you, kind of build whatever foundation you're looking for. So I just wanted to throw that out there because, man, I have no clue about any of this. Ray hit me up and be like, "Hey man, it's new platform I found. It's free. We need to start working with it." And every single time is something that always just helps us get to a level that we want to get to at that time.
Oh
So
yeah. And while you're saying that, another thing, for those who wants to get in depth with the community, we got the Rebel Ears Discord in the link in the description. All right.
hmm
So for those who want to learn more about Opus Clip, or even my three plugins my three apps that I use on a daily basis when it comes to my daily content strategy from, okay, I'll just name it out: Otter.ai, ChatGPT, and Todoist. So those three apps help us to structure the week. Even the brief rundown, I have a method that I use weekly for those who need help with content creating. I can show you the steps. Even for those who's going to join the Discord, I can get y'all access to a 1 year free subscription to Hookle, and that's the scheduling platform. Just a lot of gems. Join the Discord. But let's go ahead and talk a little about, let's see what we got. How to structure your week as a creator. So, of course, we talked about um, the newsletter. We on the
hmm
live. We're talking about Opus Clip. We talked about the community. We talked a little bit about YL's creative rhythm and keeping it aligned with Pro Tools and then doing live sounds. Shout out to you on that. But this is what I want to do. I do want to talk a little because I know we're still going to talk a little about threads and
hmm
some of our popular posts and what people are engaging with. But while we on this live, I do want to talk to the importance of having a structure because I know I talked about it on Friday during my live stream, but the way that YL and I have our structure, from me going live on Friday, him going live on Saturday, and us going live on Sunday, a lot of people don't realize all these 3 days is going to be at least 3 or 4 weeks of content from these 3 days. So random
Yep.
days we're going to have posts about YL, talking about him doing live mixing. Well, not live mixing, but doing front of house for like Mercedes-Benz Stadium for Jimmy Carter when he passed away. And then
hmm
even with me when I'm talking about content, it's all about structure, but it's about having a balance too. Because as people know who've been watching our past episodes of the podcast or even our YouTube videos, we're both family men, we're both husbands, so we had to balance our time. There's a lot of people who are not married, they don't have kids, and they
hmm
have just time to just do whatever, but they don't
Yeah.
really know exactly what to do with their time. Join the Discord in the link. That was it.
Yep. Yep. Join the Discord in the link. Because I want y'all to also put it in perspective as well. It's two of us, so we're able to cover a lot of ground in the different things that we're doing. But we do have families. We have families, we have careers, we have, different extracurricular things that we do outside of being husbands and dads and entrepreneurs and different things like that. So for those that, like he said, for those that have all of that time, if you have, you know, if you're able to get up and go and move how you want to, like the Discord is going to be for you, not only because of the community that comes with the Discord. It's going to be other individuals, other creatives that's just like you, that's just like us, but we're showing you how much you can get done. We're showing you ways that you can maximize your workflow. And we're family men and we don't have a lot of time. So think about you and your business partner, or think about if you have 2 or 3 business partners, or even if you by yourself and you just got a bunch of time. That Discord and building that community, I'm telling you, man, it's a lot of resources that we put out for free. I just hope people are really taking advantage of it because a lot of people are not really doing it. There's a lot of gatekeeping when it comes to content creating.
Oh yeah, that
So
is true. That is true. And then even in the Discord, for those who want to start their own community, because I made a quick post about how we created the Discord community for only $5 from Fiverr.
hmm
And people are like, how do you build a community for $5? Yeah, everything's structured because there's some gems in the Discord that I can show you from who to search for, not even in America. Okay, a lot of people think about, oh, I got to find a freelancer in America. I'm gonna just
Nope.
tell you no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I do want to talk to you about, because I know we talked a little bit about your last session that you have.
Hmm.
So do you feel like the session needs to be creative in your perspective?
Um, it depends. I think each session, like some people come in the studio to just kind of like tighten up on some things, right?
Yeah.
Some people come in the studio to create. They're coming in and working from scratch. They listening to beats, or they already have beats, and some they wrote to, some they're freestyling to, some they heard for the first time. However it goes, I like the creative sessions. Um, I like the people that come in and it's like, hey man, I got this many beats, we gonna figure it out together, and they like to experiment with different sounds and different things like that. Um, that's a good question, man. I don't know.
I I think it depends on the artist you're working with,
Yeah,
because
because I mean, like
yeah,
I've had artists come in and they're not really creative. They just come in and they're like, hey, I wanna fix
freestyle.
this. I wanna fix that. Or hey, I'm about to drop this project and I need to tighten up on this. I wanna redo this verse. And it's come in and it's just like structured work. Like we're gonna hit this, we're gonna touch it up, bounce it out, hit this, and it's not like a lot of creativity there. You know what I mean? But I
Yeah.
do enjoy the sessions that are I like the structured sessions too because I'm a perfectionist, and at this point I don't like working with artists that just put anything out. I'll still work with them, but I won't even let people know I'm mixing it or doing anything with it. I'm just
You
being
don't want no
honest,
credit,
man.
huh?
No, I don't want any credit. I never cared about credit to begin with, which is why I took the route I did. But at this point, I'm still a business. So usually when
Yeah.
people are like, hey, send me something that you mix or what's something that you have done, they're gonna look at your Instagram page, they're gonna look up, they might Google you, you know what I mean? And all it takes is for me to share the wrong thing or me just, no. But yeah, sessions are creative. They are. They can be. They should
Yeah.
be.
It,
But
it should be. It depends on who you're working with. Like,
yeah.
yeah, that makes sense. So there's a question that's outside of threads that I'm thinking I might post on threads later. Why
Hmm.
engineers need to show more of the process?
Um, the main
Do you feel
reason
it's
I was
necessary?
yeah, and I don't know if this is gonna get taken the wrong way or not. I really don't care though. But, I mean, I'm not gonna say anything crazy, but I would say the main reason I would agree that it does is because it's not even so much of trying to teach or spread knowledge. A lot of people are not gonna watch to learn something, right?
Yeah.
When we're in the era where people watch to comment, they watch to judge, they watch to be ready to write something. I think we need to show the process, not for content, not for teaching, not for spreading game. I think we need to show it so people understand, so people respect the engineer. Um, I think engineers have a really 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 tough uphill battle, and it's always been that way, right? At first, it was, engineers not getting any credit. You don't know the faces, you don't really know the names, and then engineers get credits, but they don't get royalties. And now engineers are starting to get
Mm,
some points, and people are doing some independent things with engineers, and engineers are starting to get more love and more credit. But I think the respect dies because everyone is quote unquote doing it. Everyone says they
yeah.
can do it. So when you show the process, if I'm an artist and I'm sitting in the studio with a guy who says, yeah, I've been engineering for 5 years, 6 years, 8 years, 10 years, I'm not going to judge you on the type of artist you dealt with. I'm gonna judge you on your workflow. I'm gonna judge you on how good, how professional, how good you make me sound. But I gotta have something to judge you off of. So if I
Yeah,
see the process of what it takes to record a really nice record, to put that time and that work into a record, and then I go to the studio and the engineer is kind of like just slapping stuff together, then now I can say, ah, I don't know if I want to go to this engineer or not. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So that's why I say that. I think we need to bring the respect back to the engineer. Everyone is not an engineer. Anyone can do it, but everyone is not an engineer. Um, I think showing the process will also show people how much they don't know about engineering.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just my opinion. Some people might, shun me for that, but engineers
Hey,
are very
that's good
important.
content. That's
Yeah,
amazing content right there.
hey man, engineers are arguably top three most important people on a hit record. The engineer
Yeah.
is gonna be top three on the importance of who that person is and how that record became a hit. And I think, even on the level of engineering I'm on, and I still feel like I'm amateur to a lot of engineers. And I like feeling like that because I like learning, I like being a student of the game. Um, I just feel like it's too many of us that really, really study the art of engineering and we really understand it. And I
And
think,
appreciate it too.
yeah, and we appreciate it. And we spend hours and hours and hours and hours doing the work that somebody might slap a couple AI plugins on it and just turn it up loud as heck and say, I mixed this. And Apple Music accepts it. You know what I'm saying? Is able to be published. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like it's hard for me to be like, hey man, I can do this or I can do that, I can do this, I can do that for you. And then somebody's like, yeah, but this guy over here, he's cheaper. If you saw the process of what he's doing when he's at home mixing your record and what I'm doing and I'm at home
Yeah.
mixing your record, you will understand. Of course
It's
you'll
on a
hear
different
it.
level.
Yeah, you will hear the difference, but you got to get the money before you hear it. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't mix it for you and then you be like, oh yeah, it does sound better. I'll pay you. That's not how it works.
Oh yeah, I agree on that.
So, but yeah, man, shout out to any and everybody that's trying to engineer, that is engineering, that likes to engineer, that's interested in it. It's always enough space for everyone. I just think the respect level needs to be brought back into it. Probably like anything. If you ask LeBron James this, he would probably say the same thing. That it's not a, it's just a different time, um, in every industry. I think because everything is so accessible as well. I think that's pretty much what waters down everything. You know, but
Yeah, I do agree on that.
I'm still a fan of it because I feel like the gatekeeping keeps other people and regular people like us from being able to be creative and being able to do it on the entrepreneur level to where we can control our own life and our own destiny with our own creativity. Like I don't have to be the best engineer. I don't have to have the credits. I don't have to, my clients are always happy and I engineer every day. This is something I do for actual living. So I can be happy with that. At one point, I don't even think that was possible. So I do like the fact that everything is accessible. I think it's just watered down a little. It's bittersweet.
Yeah, I do understand that. Hey, that's why we do what we're passionate about. I do recommend that in the end, if you're going to do something for a lifetime, do something that you don't mind doing for free.
Yeah,
Even
exactly.
though the money's good, I don't know. Well, if it was that one artist that I feel like, you know what, he has something and I don't mind spending my time and money,
Mm-hmm.
even though we don't really have to spend money because we already have our own equipment. That's the benefit of having your own home studio.
Yep. Yep.
Matter of fact, that's an ebook we don't even have. We need to have create your own home studio.
Home
We
studio.
basically have like the same. We have like the same equipment. We got a Mac. We got the Apollo.
Yeah, let's do
I,
one. Let's do a hardware one and a software one. I think a lot of people
mm,
don't understand how much goes into the different software. Just to be able to install these different plugins that you buy, you need to be able to run these different applications and different software. So I think that'd be a good idea. We can do one for hardware as far as like monitors and the computer and the interface and stuff like that. I think we did something similar to that a while ago. Man, we didn't put out so much information. But we
yeah,
definitely can make it an official ebook. So maybe we do like you know how they used to do side A and side B on the CDs back in the day? They used to have 30 songs on the album. So I think we do like a side A and a side B for the home
hardware,
studio.
software.
Yeah, hardware, software. Yep.
I like that idea. I just wrote that down. So when it comes to being a creative, you want to have a notepad just lying around. I always have. Let's see.
I'm about to say I got my
Oh,
notepad up here. And one thing about it, I learned that from Ray. I always have a way to be able to write something down, man.
yeah. I learned that from this book, Still Like an Artist, because the author of the book has two different areas. So, of course, right now I have the standing desk where I'm at. I have my Mac. I have the speakers. I have the lighting, camera, monitor, all this, right? Screens.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look over here, I got my my analog desk. The difference is he said that it's good to have space between, what you use when it comes to phones, computers, TVs, whatever. But then you want to separate yourself. Even when I'm using a timer, I don't use my phone. I use my gravity timer
Right.
because if I really want to stay focused, like laser focused on something, I can't have my phone around because I might try to do research on something and I get distracted. I did not know that Christopher Nolan, the director who did Inception, The Dark Knight, he did a lot of classics. He
Mm-hmm.
says that when he's like writing scripts, he has two different laptops, one that's connected to the Wi-Fi and one that's not connected to the internet at all.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because you
because
could
I
get
guess he
distracted.
used
Yeah,
one just to like write and stuff like that. That makes
like
sense.
old school. Yeah, like keep it old school. I love the fact that I can have a balance of not getting so overwhelmed with like technology because of course we
Yeah.
have AI and even right now I'm letting you know I'm learning about vibe coding right now.
Vibe coding. What's that?
Um, so far, like of course with it's in a way like dictation with ChatGPT. You have the back and forth conversation, but vibe coding is basically you can create like apps, prompts, websites with just talking to the app.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the future of like that's what I'm learning at the moment. So I'm trying to do more research on that.
Man, technology, bro. It never.
Oh
It
yeah,
just.
yeah.
It just never stops growing. I'm excited about it, but it scares me too, man.
I'm just prepared. I try not
Yeah,
to
exactly.
because it can be overwhelming when you think about it because there's so many apps, there's so many like they got so many AI robots now that's doing karate. They got one in China right now who's directing traffic.
Yeah, I already
Yeah.
know. You know, I
Just
don't want
gotta
to say it
stock up.
like that, but
Just gotta stock up.
they be light years ahead of us over there.
Yeah. Yeah, I do agree on that.
Yeah.
But since we do have 20 more minutes of the live stream, I guess we can go ahead and go through a few of the threads right now.
I'm gonna jump through some
So,
thread. Yeah, I
oh
enjoyed
yeah,
that
yeah,
last
yeah.
time. I think the supporters, the people that was watching enjoyed it too.
Oh
Makes for
yeah.
good
Now,
content, man.
oh
Let me
yeah.
slide
Now,
on up so I can get close to the screen. I need to
let's
get my
see.
hair done, y'all. So y'all just excuse me, but we good. We thugging.
Oh yeah.
I've
So,
been enjoying my
hmm.
off time at the house. Let's see.
You can read it.
Hold on, let me put it in full screen. Yeah, I can
Okay.
read it.
So yeah, so these are some of the past thread posts. Rebel Ears dot Brave for now. Might change it up. I know it's connected to the personal, so that's why it's like that. But these have been some good engagement I've been getting every day. Whoever posts, like some of these are from 27 weeks, some from 26, some from 6 weeks, 3 weeks till what's the last one? So 1 day ago, right? So we'll go ahead and start with the first one. Let me see what this says. So normalize charging extra for vocal content and tuning. That's not basic. That's high level editing. And then I put the hashtag add your rate.
Adjuvant.
So yeah, the first one, Black Side, I guess. I charge
Black
so
site.
much, so I never have. Yeah, I charge so much, so I never have to do it.
Hey, and look, you kind of responded the exact way that I mean that was a good response too because I mean sometimes you do overcharge so you turn people away. Like I think every business does that. That's just a way of saying that either if you want me to do this, I'm gonna do above and beyond on it. But you're definitely gonna have to pay me. Like this is not something that I want to go above and beyond on. Me personally, I really like vocal company and tuning. But let me not say that. Let me kind of recant that a little bit. I like it when it's kind of like a harmony situation. Do I want 46 vocal tracks? No, not at all.
Yeah,
Not at all. 10, fine. You know, we got some backgrounds, kind of like how like one of the song I did yesterday, the live mix, that was fine. It was like 10 vocal tracks, maybe not even 12 vocal tracks, 15, that's fine. I don't want a Beyonce session. I don't care about getting that credit for being the person that go on and does her vocal company. Nah, no, 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 no.
yeah, that'd be too
But that
crazy.
is that we both know that that is a particular skill um, that should be treated as such. Like I think that just like you would send something off to a specific mastering engineer when you want vocal company, and some people specialize in that. So some people actually do get their engineering mixing credits because they come on and do that exact technique or whatever. But yeah, I
Yeah.
think I think it should definitely be charged and treated as a separate um, service. 100%.
Oh,
I think that's a different part of mixing.
oh yeah, I agree too. So let's see what.
It's part of mixing, but I think if you have a certain amount of vocal tracks and you really need the vocal company and the tuning, like the talent is not taking over as much as possible, then I think that's like an extra whatever price you decide to tack on to it for sure.
Yeah, I do agree. So I just found this out. I don't know why, because I was looking on the YouTube channel and I was watching the threads and it's blurry. So what I'm gonna do for I guess when we post this on Opus Clip, I'm gonna just screenshot the image and I'll just put it in that way. So I'm gonna just read these out, and I guess we can just go back and forth on that for the next like 18 minutes. All right.
Yep, that'll work.
Okay. So this post was had a lot of likes, retweets, comments. So the next one is vocal mixing starts at the mic, not the DAW. Back capture equals forever fixing. Record right first.
100%. Do we have any responses to that?
Yeah, so we got Yanni Flawless saying 100%. She said, I asked her, what's the one thing you always double check before you hit record? And she said compression.
Yeah. To be honest, I record with as least compression as possible. Compression is one of those effects that you can't decompress. Um,
Yeah,
if you record something that's too compressed, you're I mean, there's no way that you fix that other than re-recording it. Um, so I believe like compression, like EQs you can fix, you know.
yeah,
You can't fix gain staging. You come in peaking, even if you turn it down in the mix, it's gonna come out peaking. It's just gonna be low and peaking and distorted. You know, it's still gonna come out distorted. Um, so yeah, I mean, I don't know. Compression is definitely something that you should check before recording. But to be honest,
yeah.
bro, I try not to even use a lot of it. Like my template, like I'll use my preamp and I'll use a compressor, but man, I'm hitting it so soft because you just don't want to mess nothing up. So I think what was her name?
Yanni Flawless.
Dunny Flawless. I think that was a great answer. I'm over here
Yeah,
thinking like just all of the bad. That's why I'm just over here just like kind of zoned out. I'm thinking like all the bad scenarios that come with over
yeah.
compressing the recording like that.
But
That is a disaster.
yeah. Also, she did send another message because I asked facts. Compression on the way can make or break the take. Do you lean light just for control? Or are you committed to tone early? So she replied, it depends if I'm recording myself or someone else. Or if I use to recording a person, it's best to have presets ready to go if you already know the voice you're working with. So
Indeed.
having that vocal template makes a big difference.
Indeed, we speak on that so much. And like I always say, you build that template towards the artist. Like when I work with a new artist in the studio, if I really feel like we're about to lock in and we're gonna be working, if they like, hey, bro, I'm coming back. You my new engineer. We finna work on a whole tape together. That happens. I automatically gotta save them a recording template. That's that one session that make them be like, "Ooh, boy, you snap!" When they give you that stank face and dap you up,
Oh,
you
like
save that session right there. That's their template, and you don't come up off of it. You know what I'm saying? Because next time they come into that studio, these plugins are already set. I just gotta tweak the tune. I just gotta tweak a little. But we're recording in the same room, the same mic, the same booth. As long as my outboard gear is about the same, we're gonna get the same sound out of it. And that artist is gonna be like, "Well, we moving fast. When that workflow, yeah, because I saved this session 2 sessions ago. It's not much I have to do, you know. So yeah, shout out to her. She sounds like she's a professional.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Shout out. So there's more, of course. Another one is don't buy another mic until you can mix 10 voices with the one you have. Skills over spending.
100%. We had a reply on that.
Yeah, so um Americ wait, Amir Karma said, I have a very cheap mic, a Rode NT14 1A, and I
Hmm.
love it. It's very versatile and costs less than 200. Yeah, I agree.
Well, the thing about microphones, and we kind of learned this too. You can get into the really expensive um, elements of microphones, right?
Yeah,
Why you use small and large diaphragms and your different patterns, your different cardioid patterns, and your different tubes, and the different elements that they put into these expensive mics to get these different analog sounds that we like, the different warmth that comes from some of these mics. But in my opinion, man, I think microphone is all about tone. If you're an artist, you find a microphone that pushes your tone of voice. If you have a high pitched voice, then you probably want to find a microphone that's going to balance out your lows and your highs. If you have a low
exactly.
pitched voice, you probably want a microphone that's going to give you some type of low end roll off and that's going to give you a nice crisp high end. That can be an $80 mic or a $8,000 mic. Um, I think the more important thing is like we would also say the same thing. Is like, what's your vocal chain? What are you pushing it through? Right? Because you can be pushing an $8,000 mic through, no offense to the people that use this, but if you're pushing an $8,000 mic through a Scarlett, you might not sound better than a $300 mic coming through the Apollo because the Apollo is going to give you vocal chains that you can build. That's going to be a little bit better. The preamps are gonna be better.
True.
So I don't know, man. I think if that Rode mic is working for him, I think he sticks with it. He sounds like he records himself, like that's his microphone. I'm not sure if he's recording other people with it, but we also know that it matters to know your gear. So if he knows his microphone, then he can definitely make it sound how he needs to make it sound for any vocal. You know, if he knows the microphone.
Oh
So
yeah, if you know the mic.
yeah.
So here's another one. This is a good one. What's one studio tip you wish you learned sooner? So it seemed like Juji, Guije. All
Okay.
right. So
Juji.
they said, yeah, let's go with that. So they said, treat your room. There are no shortcuts to getting a good sound other than making sure it translates well with your ears.
Facts. Facts. I would definitely agree with that. Just from coming in and building this room out, which I'm not even close to being done. You know, I got some temporary treatment up and stuff, but I definitely went a lot heavier than I've ever gone. And I mean, it's obviously a difference in it, which is why we treat rooms. Um, Mixes have been better. Just listening to music in here have been better. I watched some movie and some TV in here. It sounds wonderful. Um, and I know it's gonna sound better once I really start building my panels like I want to. But I think because of course, you know, you see all of these. You know, you do your microphone test with your panels, right? You test your microphone before you get your panels in there, and then you test your microphone after you get your panels. You might do the clap test and all that kind of stuff. And I think that's just self-explanatory. Like you might clap like before you put the panels in, you clap, and it might sound like a huge echo. Like if I go out into the next room over, high
Yeah.
ceilings, and I clap, it's gonna sound like an echo. And here the echo is pretty much non-existent now. I got some more heavy paneling on the sides, really heavy on the sides over here. But yeah, man, exactly. You
Yeah.
already know. So I think that is probably one of the biggest because you're gonna get those great recordings. Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. I'm about to start building my 6 foot panels, man. I'm about to just lay the whole wall out. Lay the
If you
whole
need
wall out,
some,
man.
if you need some, I can I can donate 3 or 4.
I mean, I take them. I got plenty of space to put panels. I got this high ceiling, like this little dome
Oh,
area. I might
you
hang
gonna
some
put a cloud
clouds
up
or
there?
something. Yeah, maybe one or two of them up there. Definitely one
I
right
think that would be a good
above
idea.
the control station right here, and then maybe one back there. Cause I pretty much record any and everywhere. So because I got the whole room is treated, but it's
Oh
most
yeah,
of
I
it's
see.
two to
Yeah, I
three
see
inch.
everything.
I got most 2 to 3 inch in here. But I'm finna go a whole lot thicker. But I'm finna continue to take these and just build off of them. But I
I
got
don't
like
know what
this
I'm looking at.
little, so I got this little mobile. I can pretty much move this
Oh, that's a
anywhere.
gobo.
Yeah. So if I want to record in the middle of the room, if I want to record, you know, I can kind of move that around. So I do
That's
that to make
convenient.
it comfortable. But putting them clouds up there is gonna be a big difference. I gotta add way more bass traps. It's a lot of work to be done, but it's been a huge difference so far in the sound in here. So that has been shout out to them for that comment. We didn't did all this talking over that one comment because you got your panels. I know you already know the difference of it.
Oh yeah.
You've been building out your studio, so you know I'm like I've always been against like the foam and stuff. But it does make a difference. I got a bunch of it. I got, like I said, most of it's 3 inches.
Oh, you
So
mean
it's definitely make a difference.
like the phones in the vocal booth?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Is that what's
yeah,
behind you?
yeah,
Oh, okay. Got your little diffuser in the middle. It look like.
yeah. Just a little one, a small one. I got more diffusion around the room. Bass traps. I got some big panels, some 4 foot, 4x2x4 long panels on the sides. Uh, A little something, something. Like I said, it's just temporary, but it's definitely making all of the difference. So shout out to whoever said that. That is probably the biggest, uh, probably the biggest and first thing that you should do is treat your room. However you can treat it, you treat it.
Yeah, yeah. Now this is going to be the last one, and then of course we'll, do the closing. What's your most controversial take on music production? So King Carl Music said AI will master better than 90% of studios. Normalization, comp, set, EQ, all balanced and adjustables. A 90% of listeners won't tell the difference. Mm.
Um, I agree with the second half of that comment. The first half, I see where he's going with it. I don't think, on a technical standpoint, I see where he's going. Like
Yeah,
the different parameters and elements he named were all technical: compression, EQ, saturation, all of that kind of stuff is all kind of technical. But I still believe that creativity and feel and vibe and emotion and all of that go into mixing. I think it goes into mastering. How I feel when I hear your record and how your instruments make me feel, it determines what plug-in that I put on your
yeah.
guitar.
So
So
he never did say mixing. He was talking about mastering.
right,
So
right, right. And then I
yeah,
mean, even mastering, I mean, you still mixing or mastering towards the feeling. I mean, you still putting some type of
true.
feeling into it. I always talk about the technicalities of mixing and mastering too. So I agree with AI being able to have an algorithm that automatically balances all, like he said, like where it's always that perfect balance. I think they lose the battle in feeling. Like I'm gonna put certain, like, yeah, I'm gonna put saturation in there because it's part of mastering, but I'm gonna do something special with this saturation on this Travis Scott song because I feel a certain kind of way. I don't know if the AI is gonna be able to build enough algorithms to catch the feeling of, because like I said before, like it's certain things that the artist to do, it'll be the reason why I do it. Like even
Yeah,
in mastering, like certain things that the mixing engineer has done to the mix is going to make the master engineer like, ooh, I bet this will sound amazing on this. You know, I bet, oh, if I put this on it, this right here, oh man, because the mixing engineer brought out this right here. So I'm going to slap this type of saturation on it and put this much instead of trying to just balance it out. It's like, nah, I wanna feel it when I hear it through my speakers. When I put this through my $20,000 mastering speakers monitors, I want to feel everything I'm
yeah,
doing to it. So, but I do agree that AI is definitely gonna, if they've already done it, and I do believe that 95 to 98% of the people will not be able to tell the difference. I think the only people that tell the difference are people that mix and master. I don't even think artists tell the difference.
yeah. Well, if their ears not trained, because even I remember Fat Joe was talking about Jason Joshua. I don't know if it was the project or a track itself, but he was saying shout out to Jason Joshua to making it sound sonically pleasing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and that's a difference from just listening to it and to actually being like captured
Mm-hmm.
by the sound, the elements, the warmth. You can actually tell, like you can feel the emotions. There's
Yeah,
music that'll make you cry, man.
exactly. And you got to think about, and before we wrap up, I'm just gonna say this really quickly.
Yeah,
Emotion, music is emotion. Certain frequencies, like you say, music make you cry. Certain frequencies touch your brain and touch your heart and touch your body. Certain frequency ranges, like we all know about, certain frequencies are supposed to heal and certain frequencies do certain things. So like when you combine all of this in music and you bring emotion, you bring lyrics, I think mixing and mastering off of the vibe and how it made me feel. I think that right there is the one up on AI. AI will never be able to feel. And just think about how many algorithms that AI is gonna have to be able to produce. Like it's almost like ozone, right? If that's the case, we can say ozone has
Mm,
already done that because you can
yeah.
just pull up ozone and preset everything in ozone, and it's going to give you four different chains of mastering plugins, and it's going to give you some compression and some, some side chain. I mean, some multi band, and give you a little saturation. It's going to give you all of that already in ozone. But in order for you to make that thing feel the way you want it to feel, you still gotta tweak it. So that's a good take, though. I think that's a conversation we'll be able to have for a long time. That's a fun
Oh yeah.
conversation to have too.
Yeah. Shout out King Carl Music. So before we get off, of course, this is the closing part. We want to tell everybody, of course, thank you for watching the live. Of course, in the
Appreciate it.
description, we got a few things. We got the Discord for those who want to join the community, the
Mm-hmm.
newsletter if you want to join and get our emails that comes out every Monday. And then we also have emails throughout the week, but every Monday we have the brief rundown that comes out. And for those who want to learn, well, not learn, but actually being able to download multi-tracks to start mixing yourself just to have fun with it, the link to Cambridge MT is on there. Um, Another thing I want to say, appreciate you, YL, for coming on the live. Of course, the first podcast of 2026. Can't
First
wait to upload
episode,
this.
y'all.
Yeah. This is actually, hold on. This is not, is this the first episode of the podcast we did together? I'm trying to think. I don't think so.
This year.
Well, yeah, this year. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Not total. We got plenty of episodes together.
Oh, duh. I'm acting like we done so much
Yeah,
content.
yeah. But I think these lives will definitely help, bring a new element to the podcast and just give people a time to interact with us and, kind of give us a chance to revamp it if y'all catch it on Anchor, on Spotify or, wherever you catch it
Apple
at.
Music, Google
Apple
Play,
Music, Apple Podcasts, rather.
Spotify, we on there. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever
Oh yeah,
platform
Apple
y'all can
Podcast.
find it, Rebel Ears Podcast. We'll make sure we start getting these episodes loaded up. And this was a fun one. Hopefully, somebody while you riding and listening in the car, you done had some rebuttals, and you found us on social media. Come in, and come give us some interaction. Come tell us what you like about engineering or what you like about production, and let's get it going. Y'all respond to the threads because y'all see we're gonna be shouting y'all out and answering these babies.
Oh yeah. For anybody, of course, find us on Rebel Ears. Just go on Google, type in Rebel Ears. You'll find us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn,
Yeah.
Threads.
Some everything.
Yeah, we on everything. But just want to tell everybody, thank y'all for listening and watching. Keep tuning in.
Hit that like and subscribe button if you are not subscribed to the YouTube channel. Go through and just see all of the videos. We got so many videos on YouTube. I don't even know how we've uploaded so much. And when I say
Back and forth.
98% of it is free game for any kind of engineering content that you're looking for, entrepreneurial content that you're looking for. I mean, man, we got so much on there. So go check it out. Take your time and sift through. We got different playlists that you can click on if you want to kind of get a little bit more, focused on your search. But hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, show some love to the YouTube. We got great content for 2026. You did.
All right. Till next time. Keep tuning in.
Fruit sound ordinary.